Whew. All right, you guys. All right. It's been a while since I've posted up a video for you guys. Lots been going on. I know in my last video I mentioned that I was going to be doing the Marathon Mania. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera right there. You got the Marathon Mania. It says Boston qualifier on there. So I did compete in the Marathon Mania here in my hometown here in Florida. I did the 10K run. I really wanted to do a half marathon for that particular event, but I did the half marathon because it's mainly what I felt comfortable with during that particular weekend, just because of all the injuries that I had been plagued with since, end of September, early October. That's just been constantly up and down since then. Anyways, I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a breakdown of the 10K. Now that race was a Boston qualifier event. There was multiple different categories, multiple different races that were going on. So you had a 50K, you had the full marathon, half marathon, 15K, 10K, and a 5K race. And pretty much where it was located at there's right next to one of the toll roads that leads from my town to Tampa is called the Suncoast Parkway. And so they have what is called the Suncoast Trail, which is a paved path that runs parallel to the parkway, and it goes for a while. Like it's a long trail. Almost takes you almost all the way into Tampa. It's pretty cool. So they had it basically where it was set up to be a down and back race. So you go, for me, it was 3.1 down and then the 3.1 back, which would get the 10K, 10 kilometers. So 5 kilometers out, 5 kilometers back to get the total 10K. This is kind of a double video that's going to go on here. So the race started, I got there early. Let me start with how I got there early. I got there early and I was rested for probably about two or 3 days prior to the race. I did do quite a couple of training runs prior to this particular event, and I just wanted to be rested, recovered, and strong for the run. So everything went really well. Started off kind of mid-pack when the 10K runners, it was kind of the 10K and 5K runners all went out at the same time. And the pathway that led out to the parkway, to the trail, I should say, was kind of a narrow pathway. So we had all these runners kind of jumbled up into this pathway, and it really wasn't a long pathway, probably 40, 50 meters, but it was still just enough right from the start line to get out to the pathway where it finally widened up. That was rather difficult. So right off the bat, I was mid-pack. When I started, I wasn't at the front, and I actually had to run around a few people in the grass in a pair of shoes that doesn't do too well on the grass. We'll get into the shoes here in a little bit, but I got out to the trail, and right at that point I was able to open up my stride, kind of get myself settled in, find myself a group that kind of paced exactly where I wanted to be, and I just kind of hung out there at a comfortable pace for a good period of time and got to my turnaround spot. And the people that I was running with were actually the half marathon runners. So I was feeling pretty good at that point. They were the half marathon runners. So I was looking at them when I was getting to my turnaround spot, and I said, "Hey, what distance are you guys running?" And I got we're half marathon. Okay. So I turned around, and I couldn't see anyone in front of me when I did my turnaround. I looked back, and I didn't see anybody behind me either. So I don't know where I was at. Didn't really see anybody already headed back other than 5K runners. So I didn't know where I was at. So I just kept on going, just kept listening to I do Nike Run Club, so I was listening to the Nike coach basically talking me through the 10K, It's kind of reminding me to like, hey, you know, do checkups every so often, do a mental check, do a systems check, and I just kept going. And I crossed the finish line, and they asked, you know, are you the 10K runner or a 5K runner? I said, oh, I'm a 10K runner. So this is the medal, which I think is a super cool medal, by the way. Here it is. Got the state of Florida on it, and then on the ribbon, I guess you could say, it says 10K on it. Of course, you got the spinning runners right here, but super awesome. It says Marathon Mania Championship, Boston qualifier event, which was really awesome. Really enjoyed it, but that's the medal that I got for it. But as I crossed the line, I was pleasantly surprised. They said, you're the second 10K runner to cross the line. So I actually ended up with a second place overall in the 10K on my birthday. So got the second place overall in the 10K on my birthday. Really happy about it. I know it's a small little trophy, but it means a lot to me because of all the training. And it wasn't the best run that I've done, but it was, obviously it was good enough. And the weather was very humid. It was warmer than I think all of us were hoping it was going to be. The next day we were supposed to get a cold front to come through, which would cool everything down and kind of dry out the atmosphere. But the day that it was about 71 degrees when we set off, and about 88 to 92% humidity, so just really thick air going on. So some of you may be asking, well, if you finished second place, what shoe were you running in? And this is the treat right here. Let me get these out. You're gonna absolutely love this one. Yeah. If you don't know what this is by now, this is the Asics Metaspeed Sky. And I know this is a marathon racing shoe. There are better options for 10Ks, but for me, this is what I wanted to run in. I did a test run the week prior to it, and I felt absolutely amazing in these shoes. So I'm going to do kind of a quick review of what I've done in these shoes. I've only done like, two 10Ks in it, so about 14 miles total in this shoe. So I'm going to kind of go through this. It's got this super breathable engineered mesh upper that you can see where it's got the diagonal crosses through it, and that according to Asics not only improves breathability, but it also gives strength to kind of lock your foot down really well. I went true to size on this shoe, by the way, and it's perfect. Like, the toe box is absolutely perfect for me. Still had enough space in the toe area. Didn't really feel any issues in the toe box area. Lockdown, really good lockdown. Didn't have any where these laces, which are pretty basic laces. There's really nothing special to them. They're thin, but they do lock your foot down really well. But I didn't have any issues with the laces kind of cinching down into my foot. The tongue is just a very, very thin tongue. I mean, it's just a thin piece of fabric over the top just to provide just enough protection for your foot. It's not gusseted. It's just a very basic tongue, and it did the trick. I didn't have any tongue movement slipping around, none of that. It does have a fairly nicely padded heel collar, which I thought was really nice. It's something you don't really see on a whole lot of marathon racing shoes, that they put, like, you know, some padding around the heel collar. It's really this and like the Saucony Endorphin Pro that you see a really nice padded ankle collar here. The heel structure here, you can actually see, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there is actually just a little bit of structure here. So it's still floppy, but I've had shoes that are floppier than that. So there is just a little bit of structure here in the heel. I wouldn't say it's enough to provide any like major stability, but does a really good job. Breathability, comfort, all that kind of stuff. Really enjoyed this. As far as a race shoe is concerned, really enjoyed this shoe. Going into the midsole, Flight Foam Blast Turbo with a carbon fiber plate in here. And you could see that rocker design really late in the forefoot. It's really up on your toes that you feel it. But I will say that the when we'll just go into it. Okay, so durometer here, just really squishy, a lot of energy and rebound return with this Flight Foam Blast Turbo on here. It's really lightweight. For all this foam, it's a 5mm drop, 33 in the heel, 28 in the forefoot for a, I'd say maximalist, but there's shoes that are higher than this as far as stack height is concerned. But the Flight Foam Blast Turbo is really awesome. Really enjoyed it for the run. And of course, that carbon fiber plate is super rigid on this shoe. I mean, there's no movement there. I'm not gonna lie, it is super rigid in this shoe. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for everybody, but it does do a really good job. Even at the slower paces, I wasn't running at that marathon pace that you see, you know, people like Sarah Hall running at, where they're, you know, 550 a mile, or 3 minutes, 3:30 kilometer pace. I'm nowhere near that. But even at the slower paces, the rigidity was just enough that you could use that rocker design to just kind of help you through your stride. So it feels very much like the Glide Ride, but much faster. So as you roll through, it's just like the Glide Ride, where it just tries to conserve as much energy as you can. But because of how light it is, how nimble it is, that extra pop, the late kind of rocker design compared to the Glide Ride, it's just a little bit faster. So that's kind of how it feels underfoot. This is the reason why I say at the beginning part, running through the grass, not very good. Even though this Asics rubber is really durable, I can see this lasting a very long time, and it does have a ton of grip on pavement. Even where there was areas where there was loose gravel on the pavement, had no slipping issues whatsoever. The shoes felt really good on pavement. On the grass, which, like I said, humidity was really high, so the grass was a little damp. It did have a little bit of slip. I really wasn't super comfortable in that initial portion of the run, but like I said, once I got out to the actual Suncoast Trail, did really well. The only gripe that I would have with this shoe is I wish this bit of rubber back here, maybe on the lateral side, were to come back just a little bit more, maybe kind of curve in a little bit and protect this exposed foam, because I can already see the fraying of this foam going on, and that's only after 2 uses on the shoe. So the shoe will just definitely be saved for race days, particularly for longer distances, 10K, 15K, half marathon, full marathon for sure. 5Ks, I think better options out there for a 5K, but I think this shoe is just really fantastic, really helped me. And as I said, to be able to cut, now I didn't get a PR on it, I did not, but for me to use this shoe, to be able to come away with a with a second overall was really surprising, especially with the training that I had been able to do. But overall, this shoe is a fantastic shoe. I absolutely loved it. Helped me get that second place overall. And I don't know, because I know Boston does a 10K run, so I don't know what the qualifying times are at the moment for the Boston 10K. But I am just looking into it. I don't think I'll be able to go do that particular run. Maybe in the future that might be a goal of mine, but right now, not so much. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. I'm not gonna lie, like, I absolutely love these shoes. I was lucky enough to be able to pick these up. I've been trying to get my hands on these for quite some time. These were not sent to me. I did purchase them, although I will say that I did get them at a heavily discounted rate. But I did purchase these with my own money. And these things are just fantastic shoes, just really, really awesome shoes. Would definitely recommend these for a lot of runners. And I can't say that this is going to be more stable than the Vaporfly, because I haven't ran in the Vaporfly, but with its wide base that it has and the offset being a 5mm offset, and it does have a pretty wide base to it. Even the little bit of rubber here on the medial side definitely kind of aids with the stability of this shoe. I think this shoe is going to be, it's more fit for more runners than I think some of the other shoes are. But that being said, I think everybody, if you're going to run in a super shoe, you got to try on the super shoes and see which one you like. Everybody really loves the Vaporfly. I have yet to run in the Vaporfly. Nike, if you're listening, I would love to give those a try. So reach out to me if you guys want. But anyways, yeah, this awesome shoe, but mainly the run, man. That run was just, apologize about this. All right, there we go. Try to put them back in the Asics box there. Basically store those away for race day. But yeah, I really wanted to do a video to just kind of explain, like, that's what's going on as far as the 10K was concerned. And ever since that 10K, I did take some time off to kind of focus on some things that are going on in my life, and also recover because I did start having some toe issues. But I have been doing a lot of other workouts now. I don't want to say I've taken a step back from the running side of it. I'm still running some pretty good distances, but I've done some other strength training recently to focus on my legs, my calves, my Achilles, my feet, to strengthen those muscles just a little bit more, working on some flexibility kind of things. And it's really helped because I'm already seeing some improvements as far as my times are concerned, my distance, my stamina, my stride, all of that is getting better. So even though I don't have any races on the schedule as of this particular moment, I am going to hopefully set myself up, whether it's late spring, getting maybe a short one in, a 5K or a 10K. But hopefully by the fall, or even going into Marathon Mania next year, I really would like to try to do a half marathon next year and be competitive in that particular event. So anyways, guys, I know that's a lot of video that I'm kind of making right now. I kind of just did a basic run through. I'm going to be posting up some videos on probably some comparison videos here in a little bit for the shoe reviews, for those of you that like that. Also, what do you guys feel about posting up some, like I said, I'm doing some improvements to my training. Is there any of that information that you guys out there on YouTube would like to see, or see what I'm doing to maybe help you become a better runner? I know there's a ton of people out on YouTube that put out training videos for running, but coming from somebody that is, again, no experience, I'm not a professional, I've never been coached. If there's any of that information that you would like me to share with you guys and do specific videos on that, by all means, leave your comments in the section below. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Really do appreciate it. Really helps the YouTube algorithms as well. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, please click that subscribe button below and click the bell for notifications on when new content drops. Usually I would say that at the beginning of the video, but hey, it is what it is. I was excited to tell you guys about this 10K, man. I'm telling you, it was... Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. And as always, guys, when you get out there, be safe, be healthy, and enjoy the run. Thank you guys so much for watching.